There we go. Now I'm up and running. Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. That was a little weird. I'm also going to try to see if I can get my um shoot. Give me 1 second here while I get this settled. This thing is a big, giant chunk of I want to say it's porcelain or ceramic of some sort. It belonged to my great great grandfather, and I'm going to clean it up a little later here so that I can actually use it. I use this thing a lot for some of my things, but this would actually be good for even like if I'm mixing watercolors. This would be good for that. But I've had this sitting here on my desk to clean up, and I haven't done it yet. So I'm gonna move it off to the side somewhere. I need a bigger room. Spot for it. Okie doke. Tonight, oh my gosh. Tonight, first thing I need to do is clean my glasses. Sorry. And by doing that, I just made them messier. There we go. Okay. So I have this lovely thing. And I'm actually want to do a blue one tonight. I might do an orange one. I'll play around with it. See what I come up with. So from the colors that I've done before, I've got all my gradients figured out. I'm going to go with this set right here. This set's a little too dark for it, but this set matches it pretty darn good. So move some things around here. I do need to figure out how to get my microphone to get through this phone instead of oh, okay, maybe it is coming through my I thought it was coming through my laptop to my right of me. Apparently it is coming through my phone. I just need to talk louder. Okay. So I need this comes in, my number system comes in so handy when I do this. This is crazy. I'm probably not going to do this one just like this is. I meant to bring up the other versions that I've done. So I'm not going to do the drip or the pin cushion or whatever you want to call them, this version of it where it pulls down into them. I'm actually going to use these oval shaped ones. And I will give I got these off of eBay, off of Claude, CLAWEDZ Designs with a Z. I've been using these. She probably won't know that I will give her, but here she is. This is her card. This is off of eBay. She did lots of cool things. But if you have a 3D printer, you can also probably play around, try and make your own, I guess. But I don't have a 3D printer, so that's what I'm going to go for. Let me move some of these out of the way. That's there. Move him over here. Okay. 17690, which is actually a big one over here. Here we go. You can't see this. Again, this is Delta Ceramcoat. I think this one is discontinued, I believe. Sorry. This is why I end up working on a lot of these and trying to get my colors right. Try to... There they are. 1 second. I'll grab some of these, but this is what I end up doing. I take all my paints and I just kind of map them out and play with them and then come up with the gradients. Some of them I have to really, really map out just to see what colors go well together with each other. Just playing around with something there. That's nothing. There's some more. Each one of these is the same color across here. It's just whatever matches, looks good with it. That's how I end up. Well, that's an empty one I gotta play with. There's some purples. There's some various shades of grayish blue and grayish greens that I was playing around with. And then there's all of my greens. So it's fun to spend a day doing that. It's neat. You get to play around, have different colors. I've got a dog underneath my chair. The other dog is downstairs. Okay, but anyways, there is this Craftsmart pale blue. 75-1. And I do get all kinds of different paints. This is Folk Art Ocean Cruise. 76 is my next one. Ceramcoat Ocean Reef Blue. And some of these paints are old. I do believe Ocean Reef Blue is still being made. That's 76. I went 77. Yeah, I didn't even have these paper labels versus these sticker labels. This is Mediterranean. This is one of the newer ones with this type of label on it. 76, 77, 78, 3. 78, 3. This is Deco Arts Crafters Acrylic, Peacock Blue. And 81. Ceramcoat Phthalo Blue. Even though this is a newish label, I don't think they make this one. I could be wrong again. Can double check. All right, so that is my plan. Move that out of the way. We're going to okay. Now again, to find the center of these hearts, take my lovely triangle, and I go from the bottom to the middle. And when you go, I'm going to put it down here at the bottom so that you can see. The entire height, if I measured from the bottom, like following right here at this line, to the top of the heart is 4 inches. So that makes the center 2. So let me line this up. And I'm actually somewhere around here. I gotta find it. There it is. This is a charcoal pencil. Normally I use regular leaded pencils. I will use, find it real quick. An 8B for the darker things. It's easy to erase, but it smudges also too, so you gotta be careful with it. But a charcoal pencil is easy to use also in this case, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm just marking it at the 2 point. It's off to the side just so I can get to it. Number 2. There we go. And you can barely see that, but there's the dot. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this, and of these, I like to use number 25 as the center. And 25 is usually a 3164. You can barely see that. 3164. I'm going to go a little smaller because that fits right in there. But I'm going to go this way because I want it. When I dab the paint, it's going to go more. It's actually going to go larger. It's going to probably go to a 1/2 inch. Yeah, I could use that and just dip it, but I want to draw a line so that I can see where this goes there. So let me get my and I said 16 3/4. Yes, I eyeball up a lot of stuff. Let me get back to the pen again. Pencil. I'm just going through very light. Whoops. I'm sorry. My camera decided this. Sorry there. Okay. So you can see there. Trim a circle around it. And that is where 25 is going right there. Pardon me one moment. Okay. Stuff. Looking up something real quick here. Photos. All right, so I have this level paint. And I can also add white to this because technically white is a version of it. What I'm looking at, this is one that I've made before and I took a picture of it. I forgot to bring it up to actually show you. So, and this was done in a previous video of mine too. So, but here I'm just going to do this simple pattern where it's just layers and layers of dots and dots and dots. But what I'm trying to do is decide what color I want here for the center so that I can go back. Because what I will probably do is the lighter color will be this row. The second, the bigger bottle here will be that row. Actually, no, when I did this as white, white, and white. But I don't want to do that with this because I like the alternate colors and stuff like this, where this would be the one color, this would be the next color, this is the second color going out. Now I could do that with this. I could give it a white circle in the middle and give it 1, 2, 3 for this row, and this row, and 1, 2, 3 for that row, and the outer row. And the dark would be the darkest one. Whee! There's lots of colors. But that's the fun thing about it, is that you don't have to follow a pattern. You don't have to do, it's just whatever you feel like. And if you actually don't, if you're worried about working on what you're doing, by all means, get a piece of construction paper. It may not be the exact match of your color. Like I got, let me grab a piece of blue. Okay. yes, this doesn't match the blue that I'm doing, but if I want to, I could trace this on here and do, test out what colors I thought looked good together. And then just look at it from there. So by all means, you can play around and do different things. You don't have to really work on the thing that you're working on. You can test and play with other different varieties of the things, to get what you're after. So I'm going to put that over here. And I'm going to do it as white in the middle. And I showed in my last video, I'll show you this real quick. Because I did just buy a bunch of new paints from, unfortunately, Joanne Fabrics closing and going out of business. And so what I end up doing is I take all my colors and I put them on these on popsicle sticks so that I can create my coded system as far as what numbers go where. So there's 34 and this is 36-2A, which means I have a lot in between. But at least you can also hold them together and see what colors go good with each other. GP purple is a newish color to me, but because I have so many of them, I also have to make sure that, hey, if I have a color, do I already have one that matches it close enough? And I do have quite a few of those, but there are lots of new pink ones that I don't have here. But these I have to add to my giant necklace of sorts for this. So shake this up. Okay. Sorry, just thought I saw a dog hair, which would be the first. Now, I don't pour it out on something and use them because I feel like that's a waste of paint to do it that way. For something like this, I'm just going to dip it in here, swirl it around, make sure all the edges are covered. And then I'm going to just lightly wipe off the edge so that it doesn't get too thick. Okay, number one. Oh, gee whiz, I'm doing 26. I want 25. Sorry. See, that's why it's nice to do that. I didn't lose the paint. But I also do need to grab myself a paper towel. And make sure you don't put the paper towel on top of stuff that you're going to paint. Or stuff that is painted. All right. All right, 25. Let's try this again. Okay, I'll actually do this up close so you can see what I'm doing. Just Okay. Here we go. I'm pulling it, shaking. And there we go. That off. Okay. Oh, good heavens. I have no paint. I have no water. All right. I'll be right back. I got to get water in my thing. I just have a little bit. I need more. Okay, sorry about that. Let me put this back on. These on. Now this is what happened to my other ones that I made. You can see it's kind of looks like it's pulling in the color of the paint. Of the unicorn spit. This is unicorn spit gel stain. Sparkling gel stain along here that's on these ones. Well, we'll fix that. Let's grab the right one. There we go. What I normally do is I wet my brush, but just so that you can see it, I squeeze it out on my fingers. If you see me do that, that's what I'm doing. So yes, I did this dot on this, but I'm going to... Sorry, that is my watch doing that. Okay, that looks good. Okay, let's seal that up. Good. I don't think I do need... And again, yes, normally a pattern, something like this, is used and applied. Where before, actually, let me move that off to the side so it dries. Normally, yes, you would find your center dot and you'd use this, and then you can do your lines and stuff and get an idea of where your dots lie, and in a circle. I've kind of been doing these enough now that I can actually kind of eyeball it, because I'm really just following. It's just basically a layer of one size dot, and in between the gap of that one is the next size dot, and so on and so on, and even so on this one for the pins, or lack of a better term of calling them whatever they are. But that's kind of what I go for on these things. So all right. Oops, get that out of the way. I do have various different kinds. These are all of these colored kind ones are unicorn spit. This is just the gel stain plain. This is the sparkling gel stain. You can see the difference between the two of them. There is like a little bit sharp, but this does not have any. They do not make an orange one, unfortunately. I could mix the red and the yellow together to get it, but for the orange, you just kind of have to water it down to get this. Otherwise, it is really, really strong orange. But there is the sparkling yellow, and these are just the top of my head. I can't remember what the orange is called. They like to name theirs fancy things, so it's fun. Again, here's a blue. There is I think the purple's called Violet Vulture. I think the red is called Dolly Firebird, if I'm right. The blue is Sapphire Swift. The green, name escapes me right now, and like I said, it's off to the side. This, I believe, is Starling Sasha, the fuchsia color. But I've also had some where I've done, these are actual regular wood stains that I've had. This is black urethane. It's not a urethane coat, it is just a gel stain, but it's water-based. That's what I usually do for all of these. And these are this. I love the pattern on this. I believe these are all walnut stained. That is, looks like either oak or maple. I got a little pink in it, and I believe these. I think these are maple too. So I've got different ones to play with, different colors. Okay. Now, if I come back and I realize, that isn't as white as I want it to be, I can always come back and just take regular paintbrush and go over that again with a second layer. Normally, I don't do any of these in the double layers, just in case, unless the paint is really, really transparent and doesn't shows through the background a lot. So again, this is Ceramcoat Blue Mist. It's nice pale blue color. Very nice color. I'm doing number 4. Okay. Turning on my shaking too much. Number 4. And I'm putting one right in top center dot. Yeah. So that's the first row. Again, Delta Ceramcoat Ocean Reef Blue. Just so that there is my favorite. That go. As you can see, some of the paints I have are really old. Like I got them for 99 cents, probably at Ames someplace when Ames was around. But this one is Dark Night. This is Royal Plum. I don't think they make either of these colors anymore, so it's kind of why I don't like to pour them out. And then when you pour them out, then you've got them. The paint dries so quick on something like this, and you can't scrape it back off and put it back in the thing. Then it kind of ruins the paint because it's aired out, it's contaminated. So I just do it this way instead. Makes it a little easier. And if you really want to see some older colors that I have, oh boy, do I got old colors here. For any of you who did ceramics back in the 80s or early 90s, you may remember these little things that you used to paint with. I still have these. This one says that it's a touch air dry brushing acrylic. It's still the same as regular acrylic. And yes, they still work. They are still very fluid, very good to use. I have had these for over 35 years. They're still good. And my problem is that of the colors that I have, I can't find one to match this avocado. This avocado is a gorgeous color. Try to open it here. Yes, it is a little dry there, but it is very, very bubbly and very dry. Very much good to use. But I cannot find, of any of the colors that I have, I can't find one that matches this. It's a beautiful color. And yeah, and like I said, these are old. I have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these still in use and still good to go. But I kind of put them off to the side so that I don't use them. I want to save them because they're my only colors that I have of those specific ones. I do have. I'll show you some really old ones. This is old parchment. Tell my nice labels cracking. It was also 99 cents someplace. But if I had to show anything, so this one, no, it's not that one. It is this. I have used this, and I still use it occasionally, especially to do the stains on some of these Ames. Oh my gosh, this is definitely, and it was only bought for 29 cents back then. This is like late 80s, early 90s. It is made by Delta. I wish they would come back with these because they are. It's so hard to find a good water-based stain for these. That's why I love the unicorn spit. I have one here off to the side. These are awesome. But I do like how it has the maple, the oak, they had one that's called Fruitwood. I've got that over here too. And pull that one out. I just love using these. They're gel wood stain, Fruitwood. Got her on clearance for $1. And yes, I have kept it from freezing. These guys are old. There's no date on them. But I love using these. This is still good. So, all right, back to what I was playing with. All right, we are done with 4. We're going to jump to 6. Our things that I bumped the camera again. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm just getting hairs out of her. Number 6. Again, aiming for the gap that's between the other ones. And this one we're going to dab right there. Actually, that one didn't get enough paint. There we go. If you hear something breathing or snoring, it's the dog underneath me. And by the way, I'd really appreciate it if you're watching this and you're not subscribed to my channel. Please subscribe. The more subscribers I get, the more I can possibly actually eventually make this as a little extra income for me. Everybody thinks that, oh, if you get a bunch of if you get a YouTube channel, you get money instantly. That's not how it works. You actually have to get 500 subscribers before you can actually even make any monetary gain any money off of your videos. So I would really appreciate it if you can subscribe and hit the like button. Everybody always tells you that, but that's the reason for it. So there is that row. Look how well that matches. If I turn it sideways, you're seeing what I'm seeing. But that is this almost darn near close hue to the background, which is good. I don't mind that. All right, next in the row is pale blue. Okay, 4, 6, 8 is next. And again, actually, I'll put this up here so you can see what I'm doing. All I'm doing is just dipping it lightly in here. It's not like I'm pushing it, I don't want to overload it. I just want to get a nice little dip or a little pip on it. That's all I need. And when you're pressing it down, you don't press it down really hard. You're just kind of dabbing it. And this one I'm going to go back over because I apparently had an air bubble on it. I'm only taking this into it because there are air bubbles in this that I have to pop. And there and there. To get them to disappear. Got it there again. Some paints do that more than others. It just depends on, I think, the how thick or thin the paint may be. Or how much pigment is added. And really, since you're on YouTube, you want to actually look up how these things, how it's made. I don't think how it's made has one from the science channel, but there are other ones out there that have how they mix all of these paints together to create these. Okay, there's 8. There's my row. And I'm definitely going to go over the center with the white a little bit more because it almost looks like it is the same color as the first row of dots. So let's get that white again. Actually, I am going to just redip it, redot it. I can really see that that's white. There we go. Hope it's warm where you're at. It was kind of chilly here in Pittsburgh today. Actually, I had to turn the heat back on because it's down to the 40s. Tomorrow is supposed to be much warmer. Okay. So that row is this one. This row is that one. Then this row. So I want this one. And where is it? Okay, that's a blue. All right, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10. And I don't know why this is called, well, Mandala stones. DIY Mandala stones. I got this set off of Amazon. It did not obviously come with this lovely little block that I made. But I did take the sides and put the dots on the side to show what size each one row is. Yeah, these just got them off of Amazon. This was kind of my pandemic thing. Everybody was making shortbread or whatever. There was scrambled eggs that people were doing. I wanted to do mandalas. Wanted to do something creative with my time. Also, I was making face masks with fabric and wanted something better to use, do with my time too. Since you couldn't go anywhere, it's not like I do go anywhere. I just wanted to learn something new, and this became it. And again, if you're worried about doing something like this, by all means, practice on a piece of paper first. You don't have to get it at first, and be able to jump in and work on it right away and get it. This does take a bit of practice to get the dots where you want them and where they should be, and just so that it's an even flow around them. Oops. Sorry, I saw a couple dots in those. Or air bubbles, I should say. I see dots everywhere. Air bubbles, that's what I was seeing. I made something for my mom for Christmas. Great big giant door sign. I actually have one still here sitting beside me, the same exact thing. That's a snowflakes, and I did mandalas on them. Can't remember. Don't think I posted a video of them. So I don't think I did, because I actually didn't like how. I messed up, obviously. And so I ended up reworking it over again. And one of my aunts saw it and did not believe that I made it. She thought that she bought it from the store that way, which was very nice of her to say. I always strive to try to make your stuff look good, or get people to say something. I mean, I've had people complain, like when I did ceramics back in the day. I would grab a cup and I'd design something on it really crazy, and the person who owned the shop would they would close for lunch, and so we'd go home, we'd eat lunch, we'd come back, and at one point there was one where she here, I'll actually show you this little guy as a little sample, because actually I think he's over on the other side of the room. I can't get to the other one, but you can see how this one, I painted it up, and I painted this plaid pattern on across the top, and she saw it and thought, "Oh, I can make one too," and started to clean off the greenware of the item, and then realized that there were no lines for her to follow, that I created the pattern myself. Boy, did she get mad at me for that, because she just she couldn't think of things, of how to design stuff like that herself. And she got mad at me because I was too good for the purpose of just creating ceramics and painting things. And it's kind of funny. I always have to laugh when people complain about stuff like that, because it's, sorry, have a little bit more of a creative mind, and I just go with it. Okay, so this is Ocean Cruise from Folk Art. And I'm going to... All right, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is 12. And I think 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. No, this is the next to the last row. So I gotta do that version. All right, 12. And here you might be able to see a little better that is just basically aiming for the gap in the middle. So this will be here and here and here around the outside. Now you can see this paint is a little thicker. Some paints are very, very fluid, but some, I might actually have to shake this up a little better before I use it. So. Yeah, see, even shaking it up, it really made it. Let me shake it up a little more. Wish I had like one of those little shake boxes that they have at the hardware stores to shake some of these up really good. Yeah, that still stayed. All right, number 12. Now this one, since the paint is very thick, you see how it gave me a crown. For some of these, I am going to have to smooth it down with a little bit of the paintbrush to smooth it out. Because otherwise it would dry like that, and then you end up getting a crown. And looky there, there's a nice little chunk of something. I don't really like to water down my paints because it just... I don't think it helps much. And I'll scrape that off. I'm going to go right here. Right here, it's very nice and fluid. Okay. That just gave me a really lovely... Hold it at the side, you'll see that it's got a very great giant pimple. Sorts of it. So I'm going with a dry brush, just kind of pull it, stretch it apart, and also lift it off of there. So it's folk art. Each one of them can be something completely different. It's just the way the paints are made. Just scrape that off here. Actually, wipe it off there. Knock off the divot on that one. Same pimple. Try the lid. The lid is not giving me nice. Actually, let me try this. That is a dab of water in my brush tip. And just use that, smooth it out. I'm getting to like the colors of these. You know what I might do? I might go against my better judgment here. Yes, I normally don't do this. I think I have to for this one. And this is just a squeezer eyedropper. I'm just going to put 1, 2. No, let's just do 2 drops. Let's see what it does. It's just so thick. I'm just not getting. I'm getting it to be as liquidy as you want it to be. I am going to do. One more drop. Use a different brush. Start. Actually, this is good. Handy. Now, the reason why I don't like watering them like this is because once you do water them, yes, it does make it a little easier. It makes it gets the paint from being so chunky, but it also reduces the opacity. Depending on the paint. So now it's looking okay. I'm not getting. And I don't want it to be super runny. I just want it to be a little more. What's that? Your bubble. Blast the air bubble out. That didn't work. Actually, see, it squirted water on it. Now I gotta pull the water off of it. All right, so here's a good lesson in how to pull water off of something. Take a very dry brush, dip it into it, brush will absorb the water. Let me take back to this. All right, that works. Now, see an air bubble right there. Cool. Now I've got all this paint. I made too much, hopefully. And that's the other problem with something using it like that. It dries. And it's not like I can put a cover over it or put plastic wrap over it or something to prevent it from drying out. And I could try. It's not really going to do me any good. Actually, well. Let's move this off here. needed right away, but. And I've tried using these little things, and guess what? Hard as a rock. They don't work. Like sometimes the room just gets a little too warm for things like that, and it just ruins them. All right, that was 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that is the limit. Okay. We'll see how well this section here was before I added water, and this major section was with water. You see it's still a little wet. Depending on how it looks, I may have to give it a second dot. I don't know. But other than that, I probably should give the second lighter row, another go round. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. Let's see, that was 4, 6, 8. One nice thing about going over your dots again is the dots are already there and you're just going over them. I'm actually going to do this one again too. Number 4. And yeah, I'm doing the white again because the white is still not giving me the color that I want. It is pulling the stain from the unicorn spit into the color. And well, on some of them that I've done, it's been cool that it does that, but I want it to be very it throws off the color of the hues that I'm applying to it. We'll put that over there. This goes from here. Or does it? Yeah. You can see there. Double check my colors. 4, 6, 8, 12, 14. Should go one more. That was you. That was you. Okay. That one's very, very fluid. Okay. What did I say? 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. It's been used a bit. Okay. Ooh, it's blue. What I just tapped was I actually was trying to get the pimple of the paint to slide down without really manipulating it too much because I wanted to. It's going to be there, but I wanted to just slide down a little bit. It's just one of the things you learn in dealing with different kinds of paints, the viscosity, the thickness, the how thinness of it, how fluid is it, uh, how does it work in the various mediums, whether it's acrylic, whether it's oil, whether it's watercolor. You end up, as an artist, you end up learning what you can, and I don't want to say what you can't do, but at least you get to understand your medium, how you're expecting it to to act and react to certain things. Like if you're blowing glass, if the glass is the recipe that you use to make the glass isn't right, it throws off the glass. The glass could shatter, or the glass could be too hard, and things. You want to understand what you're doing here too. You want to understand what your paint is, how you expect it to work and how it actually works. You end up learning from it a lot. You also learn how fast your paint can dry, or but I'm just adding a little paint to the lid here, so I'm just shake it up a little bit. How fast the paint can dry, or how slow it takes for the paint to dry. Depending on how thick it is, it may take a while for it to dry. Sometimes, actually, when I'm working here, I have a little fan off to the side and it's blowing onto it to dry things fast, but I don't have it on right now because, like I said, it was pretty cold here today. And tomorrow is supposed to be back up in the 70s. And the weather just can't make up its mind. There we go. That looks good. That is blue. And if you're interested in what this tip is, it is a 0. I definitely have a lot of different size paintbrushes and things at the ready. I have a bunch of them over to my left that you can't see, but some of them I do have right here, a little smaller cup, easy ones that I go through. The ones over there are kind of like my reserves, but they're also my other variety types. Thick, square, like that. The edge. Another different type of square, smaller ones. Just different varieties that I have. Okay, now comes the other fun part. Actually, let me put this off to the side. I will show you this nice little set. So this is the set that I ordered. And it makes all of these different sizes. And you can see actually here, there's a good example. Like when you do a dot or dip, yeah, all of the paint here rushed around to the edge and it made this veiny pattern in the middle. I would have gone through, as I did here on this one, and taken a paintbrush and pulled that paint off of the edge and into the center. It doesn't matter if you have a great big dip, of more paint in the center of your dotting tool. It's still going to go rushing to the edges because you're pressuring it down. So you're squishing it down, and it will rush out to the edge. So it creates that viney effect. And that is what I'm trying to avoid when you see me go through and edit with the paintbrush. I'm trying to avoid that effect. I want to make sure that it's all nice and thin across it. But this is the set that I got from them. And it actually, you can choose, it's really nice. You can choose any kind of color, any kind of, the base can be a different color. I wanted to go with white because I have white sticks over here. But I've used them at least one time just to see, to test them out as far as the sizes. They have the numbers just like here. How these are, this is 11 and 12, this is 12 and 13. They don't start off at 1. This set does. This set includes 1 as the very smallest tip. And the highest tip on this is 28. It goes up to 27 to 28 is the highest stick that you get. But this one starts off at 1, so it goes 1 and 2. You can't really do that with this oval shape because it would basically be a dot. So they skip 1 and just go right to 2. So it ends up being 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, and so on. So, and actually the way she designed this is quite cool because you can't put these in with this edge on it. It has to go in that way. So I really love this. They did a very good job. So, but let me put this one back. So I'm going to use number 13 on these. And again, thank you very much. I probably should tag her in these. I want to say they're in Australia. So there's probably, like I said, if you're in the US and you can find somebody in the US to do it, then yay, great. But by all means, the condition of the kit and how everything is created is absolutely fine. And she actually, I'm not going to say she, maybe them, they have it down to a science as far as the width, the size, all of the things that need to be done. And they also go through and clean them off really good. They sand them down so that it's not a sharp edge anywhere on these things. They are just absolutely great. So, okay. I am going to take this and I will do ovals around it. Yeah. Let's do the brighter color. Now, in using these ones in particular, I will do it this way because I don't. Depending on the thing, I'm not going to get a good lift of the paint onto this through here. So I'm actually going to do it this way. I'm going to dip it and let that flow around a little where, and I'm going to actually lightly scrape off. So it's not a giant pimple on there, it's more of a very nice coating of it. And here comes another eyeballish. Let's eyeball it, put it right. One end down and rock it back and forth. So, pull this down closer to me so I can see it better. So you can see it's not quite perfect, but it will work. That looks good. And if you're watching, hey, join in the chat. You have any questions while I'm live? Okay, here comes the fun one now. Since I'm going to be off the edge of the heart. One thing I should also add is these are designed by how I feel. I am not following any specific pattern. I am not following any template or anything. It's just stuff that I've practiced, especially on these, to be able to say, yeah, this works. This works good. You can see here, just so it's always good to even just play around and test it out. See if you like dealing it, using this. I've just, each one of these has been different between this one and using the different variations. But even when I make the larger ones, I'm winging it, really. I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, let's try these colors together. I've made my charts with it. Here's what I'm going to do. I don't really, I look on the internet as far as see what have other people done, what have your classic mandalas, but I don't have a template. I just go with it, whatever looks good. Well, since that one is right off the edge,
I can dip it that way and then come back here and I'm going to touch that one down and get 3 out of this one. There we go. When you use these larger ones, you will find that you'll need to wipe them off with a towel, paper towel, a little bit more often than the others because the stuff collects, the paint collects along the edge, like how there it's really thick. You may have to scrape off what you got there and scrape off the sides. You can see that one got thicker and that one's thin, so one line right along the outside of it. That row of the darkest blue still wet. And there are some people who do like take the fine brushes and do petals off of the things. I have not done that yet. One of these days I will. 1, 2, 3. I probably could do a dip right there. Because that's pardon if you hear my husband coughing in the background, as I think his allergies are bothering him. Two more. Cool. Fix this one. Sweet. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Now, what to do next? Let's take this guy back again. Actually, no. Alright. Give me. Yep, let's do this. this, I'm going to do a series of gradation dots on this, and these are perfect for that type of thing because it just lets you go. You start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is this color. So it should pop up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you say, what do you do with that? Well, here's where wipe that off and start over again. Okay. Since I already have one, yeah, I could dip one back over top of itself, but usually what I do is I dip it off to the side and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And pull that up so you can see that nice wood. Now, so 1 would be there. 2, 5, 6. Actually, for this one, I'm going to flip this around. And we will say that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, actually, you look like you can only fit a 6 there. Ooh. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And clean off the tips. Ding. 1, 2. Here's where you're careful you don't touch everything that you've already done. Especially what you just painted because it's still wet. fixing these little dots is not fun. 5, 6. 6. Back to the side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 2, 3. There's 5, 6. I'm not going to fit anything on that side because it should have cut it off right there. There we go. Eee, pretty. Okay, move that out of the way. Don't need that anymore. Okay. Uh-oh. Really? Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this one back again. The lightest blue. Since that is 4, 6, 8, I'm going to do 4. And I'm going to put dot 4 in each of those around the center. 1, here. Okay. This is the lighter one. Or the next light one. Okay. I'm just gonna do it a 6. I don't want it to be super big. Alright. Okay. I like that. You know what? I'm actually going to take yeah. I'm going to take this one. Should I make it 6? Should I make it 8? Yeah, let's do 8. I don't need to do 8. I could do 7, really, if I wanted to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put dots here in those just to knock that down a little bit. And I'm going to use the one in this color instead of the one that's here. Yeah. And I am doing 7. I'm not doing 8. There we go. Normally I apply whatever that color is in that row, and then this color in that row, and so on. These two are very close in color. I actually kind of like how it draws out. Let's see. Now you may say, what about the phthalo blue? This. Woo, that blue. That is dark blue. Is it 12 that's there? No, I think it's 14 that's there the best. Gosh! Hey, look at that. I got dirt someplace. Alright, give me 14. Wow, that's blue. We're going to put this right here. Wow, that's dark. There. Right there. Actually, we'll get a little dot right there. So technically, if you're going around, but there goes my little spot that I was holding on to. Put my fingernail right there. Hold it down. That is phthalo blue. Very dark. Well, I thought that other blue was dark. Look how adding that dot in the middle knocked that color down and made it more in hue with the others. And now the phthalo blue is really, really, really dark. And I almost don't like the dots around the thing. I almost want to make those a darker or a lighter color. Because you don't see them. Like looking at this straight on, you don't see those little dots around the ovals. Okay. Let me take this back again. Put that away. It's 12. Too big. 10. 10 is better. All right, let's use up this bit of paint here. Try to. going right in my oval. Okay. Thinking. And it's wet. I can't touch it. Alright, we're going to do it this way. Give me that number 6. Give me this again. Dot U. Dot there. Dot there. Dot there. And dot there. Because I could probably fit 2 dots in there. Throws off my groove. But it's just finger in the middle here. All right, that was 6. Let's go back to 8. And kind of not doing the in between the gaps here in the ends, because this is just fun. I'm just making sure that there's no. And then it ends up more just being a line around it. I know that one's not perfect, but this was actually my first one to try with this arrangement of colors. Some that I've done look great, and like the green one that I did in the last video. That one was beautiful. I loved it. This one's going to have to grow on me a little bit. And you know what? Let me take 8 again just to get rid of this paint here. Just going to dip it around the edge. Those holes, spots. You know what? I will. I don't want to do that. If the background was white, you would be able to see that better. But, so I can carefully pick this up. I am not seeing these dots around as well as you can here when I flash the light through it. What I am going to do is, let me take this one. This will be, no, that's phthalo blue. I don't have phthalo. It's the peacock blue. I'm actually going to use 5. Right there. There. Just trying to draw it in some. Oh, good. That helps a little. Not nearly as much. Okay. Well, I'm going to say that's done. And thank you for watching. If you have watched this for a while, but it is now currently after 11 o'clock and it's past my bedtime. So, fortunately, like I said, please like, subscribe, post a comment. I usually reply to all comments that I can. If you have any questions regarding the paint that I use, the pens, the tools, everything will be in the list underneath the bottom of this. I am going to probably clear spray coat this with the clear of Krylon triple thick clear glaze, I believe is what it's called. That's the one I go to the most. And maybe next Sunday I will jump in and do one of these other colors, or maybe I will actually do one of these, or I maybe do the orange one that I keep looking at up here. Yeah, I need to do something on that one. It'd actually be cool to do blue with it too. Maybe blue, greens, yellows. I'll think about that. All right. Well, thank you all for watching.